Hey, I'm Andy Slade. I'm here today with Corbin from Marks Chassis, and we're continuing our series on fundamentals. This is going to be the last video, and it's follow-through. So follow-through is going to be the culmination of everything that we just did in our fundamental list, and we're going to continue that process until we get our desired feedback. So what I mean by that is if you were using any tension on your rear bag to make that shot in the prone, then you're going to continue to hold that rear bag until you see that bullet hit the target. So when we press the trigger, we're going to press and hold that trigger to the rear. If you can imagine there being a little push pin behind your trigger and you were pressing that push pin into a cork board, you want to press that pin right into that cork board and hold it there. We want to see exactly where that bullet hits so that we know we either had good effects on target, or if we need to make a correction and send another round, we can. So we're not going to move away from looking through the scope until we've gotten that feedback. So the most common errors that I see are guys will press the trigger, let it go, and we call that flicking boogers, you know, because they're just flicking their finger back off the trigger, and we don't want to be a booger flicker, so we're going to press that trigger straight to the rear and hold it. And then the other thing that we see commonly is a guy will shoot and he'll turn around and ask where the bullet went before the bullet even hit. So you want to make sure that you're watching, because two people watching is better than one. So even if you've got a buddy watching through your binos or spotting scope and you're shooting, you want to make sure you pin that trigger to the rear and watch the bullet fly. And the only other thing I would say is once you do see that, you want to go ahead and prep the rifle for another shot. Even if it's target shooting or if it's a real life scenario, you want to make sure that if you need to shoot again, you're ready, because wind conditions change really quickly. So if you need to get another round out, it needs to happen very quickly before the wind changes again. So another thing that we want to look at is making sure that we leave our face on the rifle while that round is traveling downrange, and when it hits, we want to actually look for what happened. So if there's any kind of dust signature, or if there's any vegetation movement or the target movement, that's all information that we're going to want to use. So if you take your face off the rifle before you actually see that information happen downrange, it's going to not give you the information you really need to make the next shot.